Hey, we are at Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida, and it's about 8:02, and I have forgotten the hoodie. This is probably what I'll be wearing. Did not think it through. So Manny was nice enough to go back to the hotel, but he may not make it in time because he is 8 minutes away. I am going up in 8 minutes. Logan's up right now. Oh no, this is my jacket from, I think I was 14 or something. This used to be way too big for me, and now it kind of fits. I mainly just wear this for the warmth. Wait, hold on 1 second. It looks like he's pulling up. 1 minute. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's see. I love Christmas time. It's one of my favorite seasons because I love the gift giving. You know, because I'm not good at giving gifts. I'm not. Like, I put a lot of thought into the gift. I think about the person. I think about the gift. I think mostly about what I can afford. And then I get them the gift, and there's nothing more disappointing than their face when they open my gift. Like, it's like, because these are people I love that love me, so they fighting to look at least mildly enthused. Like, the battle they're having in their head to not ask me what I was thinking. You can see the wheels turning where they're like, I don't want to be rude, but now I'm genuinely curious. What was on his mind when he bought this? What would make him think I would like this, right? Like, I remember one time I bought my friend, okay. I bought them like a really nice, and it was expensive. It was very nice, and it was polished, but it was like a polished figurine of an Easter egg. And then they opened it, and they were like, oh. Oh is never good, by the way. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you propose and you hear, oh, it's about to be no. Like, it's very close. It's coming up. And so I gave them the gift, and they were like, oh. And then I felt like I needed to fill the space because they said, oh, and they didn't say anything else. But I was like, clearly I need to let them know why this is a brilliant gift. And so I was like, because you love Easter. And they were like, oh. And I hadn't been hit with 2 O's in a while. that second "oh" let me know that maybe this is just bad. Maybe they weren't confused. Maybe they've decided they hate this gift. And so I was like, yeah, because you love Easter. That's your favorite holiday. I know it's Christmas, but it's still something to do with Easter now. Like, I got you something rather than waiting to give this to you on Easter. I got you a little bit of Easter in winter. And they were like, you could have got like a crucifix or something. And I was like, yeah, wow. That did not occur to me. I forgot you love Easter because you love the Lord. I just thought holiday egg. Let's make it happen. And so I don't always get the best gifts, which is, fair enough, which is why I love going to other people's Christmases. Like when I was in college, I would get invited to spend the holiday if I didn't go home to visit somebody else and spend Christmas with them or something. And it was nice because I got to watch other people be bad at giving gifts. And it's just nice to not feel alone, I went and had Christmas with my buddy one time, and family was all around, exchanging gifts and stuff. And everybody was bad at giving gifts. It was a holiday miracle. Dad got the mom some gifts. And she opens it and she lifts it and shakes it a little bit. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. Unwraps it, and he got her weights. And she was like, why'd you get me? And in my head, I'm like, go ahead, answer. Please answer. Why'd you get her the weights? Why'd you get them, Stephen? What are the weights for? And you can see the flicker in his eyes where he's like, they were on sale? But it was fair enough because then he opened her gifts and she got him this. Look, you think the weights are bad? This woman bought this man 50 Shades of Grey. I can't even. If you don't know what 50 Shades of Grey is, it's a book, but the things you think of when you read the book, the pictures it puts in your head are the fantasy. You go to places, And so the idea that she would get this man 50 Shades of Grey, I don't even know what the attack is. I don't even know if she's like, you need to read anything, read more, I don't care what it is, or if it's like, just do the book to me. Like, When is this man supposed to read 50 Shades of Grey at work? Is he just supposed to be in the break room hitting up that 50 Shades of Grey? This man drives a truck. You don't think anybody's gonna ask him? Hey, Stevie, what you reading? Oh no, it's just this book that, my wife got me. This rich guy that's like getting involved with this young lady, and I can't tell. She's like, you should read more, or do that to me, or I'm done with it. Like, she had also read 50 Shades of Grey, so I'm like, she just didn't get him anything. And then it was my buddy's turn, and I feel like it takes a long time for a child to be good at giving their parent a gift. The first few gifts you give your parents are from other adults. That's just it. It's just like, hey, this beautiful diamond bracelet is from you and me. We're gonna give it to your mom together. And then you stand there all proud, like, yeah, the diamond bracelet is also from me. With all my 5-year-old disposable income. Do you love it? And then your mom, because your mom loves you, goes, oh, what a beautiful, oh my God, hugs you all tight and everything, and you feel all proud. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to think of anything. Sometimes you get somebody, when you're little enough, you can get anybody anything, and they at least pretend to love it. When you're like 5, you could draw them a picture. I did that. There was a Christmas where I drew a bunch of people pictures. I can't draw at all. I gave them less than nothing. I wasted their time. I genuinely wasted their time because I wrapped the picture that I drew, and so they had to open it like it was about to be something. And the worst part is that I was like, oh, let me not let it get crinkled up or anything, so I had it in like an envelope with the wrapping paper around it. They probably thought it was going to be a check, anything actually valuable. It was too much work. There was a little bow on it. They had to move the bow. They had to unwrap it. They had to not crinkle it. They had to open up this envelope just to get a picture of them that looked offensive. When I think back to how I drew, there's no way I drew a good-looking person. I drew as best as I could put my hand to the page, and it wasn't good. Everybody's head was out of proportion. But I was little, so they pretended to love it. They were like, oh, this. And I think some of them did love it. Some of them probably did love it because they loved me. And they were like, oh, this person that used to not even exist, that's so little, so cute, love them so much, they did their best. And that's very sweet, right? But then you get older. And then it's like even more obvious you didn't get the gift. It's like, oh, maybe your dad comes up to you, hey, these earrings, they're from me and from you, okay? Because you were with me when I bought them, and you helped me pick them, and then tells your mom, earrings for us. Earrings are from you? Yeah, they're from me too. With all my 9-year-old disposable income. And I was the one that pointed, so also from me. And then around like 12, 13, it's time to get a gift. Like a genuine, like something, put in some effort, right? You can't lean in on dad's gift anymore. And now you're on your own, and this is where I really failed. This is where I fell apart, because I was like, okay, what can I afford? I could probably get her some candy. What does she like? All right, she already has a Bible. This is going to be tough, you know. And gift giving is such a skill. Gift giving is its own gift, because it means you were like listening for the right moment. You understand a person so well. Sometimes you get a gift that's so bad that people are like, oh, you don't know me at all. Or you got me this gift because you want to show me how little you care about me. You really want to step out of just saying I hate you with words and do it with surprise. Do it with a little mystery to it. Maybe wrap it up, put a bow on it, box it up. You know? And so, you know, they opened my buddy's gifts to them, his parents. Right? And he got his dad a calendar for the year we were in. Almost all of the calendar had happened. And then he was like, son, there's only a little bit of the year left. You got me a planner for 6 days. And he was like, no, Dad. All you gotta do is cross out the last number and it'll be a calendar for next year. And he was like, why didn't you buy a calendar for next year? And he was like, they ran out. So I got one for this year. There were plenty of those. And he's like, son, that won't work because the days also change. It won't just work to put, because it'll be a different day of the week when it's that date. Next year is a leap year. Oh, my bad. Okay. I can return it. And then my buddy got his mom a copy of 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, do you not know what the book is? In what world? One of the worst gifts I've ever seen somebody give was a cat. This dude got his girlfriend a cat, and it would normally be adorable, right? Except the cat was fully grown and had already decided it hated people. I don't know where he got this cat from, but this cat, first of all, the cat was barely a surprise. They knew it was a cat as soon as he tried to give the cat, because what he did was he tried to put the cat, so you know the crate that you put a cat in? He had the crate, but he had wrapped it, and he had put the little, like, slits for, you know, the front for air in the thing. But as he's handing her this thing that's way too heavy, he's handing it like this, and inside she can hear like it's the cat isn't meowing. The cat is screaming. It's guttural. It's coming from the back of the throat. And then she rips the wrapping paper out of the way. And the cat is like, no. And then she's like, oh, you got me a kitten, right? As soon as she opens the front, the cat, this cat was amazing, by the way, because it both had agility, but also the most mass I've seen on a cat. This is the fattest cat I've ever seen, but the way that it flew out of the crate past her and was just running in the house just like, and he's like, oh, you got me a cat, oh my gosh. And then she went to try to pick the cat up, and the cat, okay, for a little while I didn't believe it was a cat. For a little while I thought it was either like an actual like bobcat from the wild or a demon, because the way that she went to pick it up and then it stood up and was like, it did, like it was ready to put his paws on her. Like this cat, like it couldn't, I'm not saying it boxed, but I'm just saying like the way it would like almost stand, it would get really high and then it would let that first one come up. And this cat hated everyone and everything. And I was like, did you get the cat from like a shelter, or where'd you get the cat? And he was like, okay, look. Which is never a good pet origin story. He's like, okay, look, the cat crawled up into the hood of my car. It was cold, it wanted to be warm, and so it crawled up, and then when I was pulling the cat out, it just kept coming out. There was so much cat, because it's the biggest cat any of us have ever seen. I was like, it looked like a lion. Like, you can't just give someone a pet like that. Do you know what I mean? A plant, I feel bad enough letting it die. You can't let an animal die. You can't just be like, oh, well, I didn't even meet this one. It shouldn't even be on me because it was a gift. That sounds so crazy, but it's true. It's like, you've just given this person duties now. And not a lot of duties. The cat was very fat and it was clearly a street cat, so it knows how to survive. This cat. I don't know if y'all saw, but the Amazon workers went on strike today. Like a bunch of them went on strike, yeah. Which I think is phenomenal, not just for workers' rights, but because I low-key have not got anybody anything yet, and like that's, when I was like, hey, yeah, give them whatever they want, all right? They should stay out there till January 2nd or something. Genuinely, I was like, oh man, Okay, and then that means that things won't get delivered on. We serve a mighty God. We serve. You know? But yeah, the Amazon workers are striking. It's one of the biggest strikes against Amazon ever. I think it is the biggest ever against Amazon. It's in different places and everything. And it's coming at a time where Amazon needs them desperately. Rest of the year, you could kind of, shirk them off. But this is Amazon promised us Christmas. I hate to burst your bubble in case you still believe, but there is no Santa. Santa is whoever is driving that Amazon truck. And Amazon made a promise. They made a promise through Prime. They made a promise through pre-orders. And, why their reputation stakes on delivering on that promise. And so if the workers strike and they can't get things to the people, maybe the people are like, wow, I put a lot of stake in you, Amazon. Maybe I'm just going to go to Target next time. But Amazon, they claim not to have it. They claim that they don't have the money. If it's laughable to you, then imagine if you work at Amazon. Are you just looking around like, oh, so y'all don't have it? The boss went to space. Tell me what you don't have again? Oh, we don't have it. We're not able. We need too many people working at the same time at a pace that's unrealistic because we tried to replace you with robots, but then, the robots killed themselves. Dude, everybody forgets about that. Everybody forgets that when they've tried AI, they've tried to replace the workers in their faces. And the AI, the robot, whatever it is like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna break forever. The robot will do everything except hit itself in the head. That's wild. That's so crazy that you would just tell us you don't even have. That's one of the main things I can't stand about a lot of big companies. And don't get me wrong, right? In the future, you may even see me do like a partnership with a brand that I like. I'm not saying business in and of itself is evil. I'm not saying big business in and of itself has to be evil. I'm just saying the way that some of the most profitable companies in the world have worked is evil, right? And so my thing, especially with Amazon, is that there's always, for you, the customer, there's always surge pricing. There's never, across any company that I know of, outside of overtime, surge pay. That's all you need. If you had just been like, listen, for 3 months, working at Amazon's gonna be the most profitable. It's gonna be the most profitable thing an employee can do. we're gonna pay you 2x, 3x, whatever it takes. Because we also know how much money they made because they tell us. Why would you do that? Why would you go on the news, by the way, to be like, Amazon made a record-breaking whatever billion today on Prime Day, and then tell the people that work there, y'all, we ain't got it. The boss needs to go to space again. No, it's insane. Because it wouldn't do, I don't know, it wouldn't do what companies claim it would do, to pay more, if nothing else, during the seasons that you're asking them to work more. And we can't even begin to fathom the conditions all around that are like in an Amazon warehouse. We hear about them from time to time. People get fired or they get hurt or they quit, and then they tell us, and it never gets like fully enveloped all together. One, because there's not enough time. Too many people have been screwed over. It's like, we all know somebody who dated somebody that was like trash, right? Like they dated a bad person. After like the third testimony of dating this person, you're like, I don't even need to hear anymore. This person is undateable. They shouldn't be out. You know, and that's what it should be like with Amazon, but it's like the stories don't get to enough people, and there are people that are like, oh, I got docked pay for going to the bathroom. What they want me to do, you know? Or I got hurt at the warehouse because everybody's trying to meet these like specific time-stamped goals, and if they don't meet them, they might get fired, and this is the job that they have. This is how they're going to pay their rent for the time being to make ends meet. So they're pushing the cart extra fast, not looking where they're going. They run over somebody's foot. They drop a box on somebody's head. And then there's a whole system in place. Instead of making a system to make it safer, instead of making a system to pay people more, or instead of making a system that just functions better, there's a whole system in place for when things go wrong. So that way, they don't have to pay people out, or they don't have to. You would rather hire a lawyer to come up with the type of NDA that when someone dies at work, their family can't sue, than to just do things the right way, you know? Because we've decided that it's like more profitable to be a bastard. I mean, but like, I guess my thing is this: at a certain point, the fact that no money is enough, right? The fact that there's no number, you can't get higher than space. Do you know what I mean? The man has been to space. There's nowhere else to go because he's not going to heaven. There's no more. You have enough money. And I'm not even saying that as someone, look, I'll be honest with you. I'll be very honest with you right now. I would like to, in my lifetime, make a lot of money. I have no gripe with people who have a lot of money. It's only the way in which they make that money. That's all that ever bothers me when it does bother me. I usually don't care how much money anybody has. We're all on a different path. Some people are born with money. You can't help that. Some people make a lot of money through everyone wanting to buy their product. You can't help that. I'm not jealous of anybody. I want everybody to do well. It's just, I look at the state of things, right? And there's no perfect system. I'm not saying I have the whole answer. The answer is you're going to have to make less money. But I don't have an answer that they would like or implement, you know? I guess my thing is this: if we want to help the workers as much as possible, bodies get put on the line when they try to meet these goals, right? It's one of the things that they're protesting, one of the things that they're striking against is that they have to put their bodies on the line to get things to us, the consumer, right? When we order, because for us, it's just a click. For them, it's their body, it's their livelihood, it's their life sometimes. And I think the only way to fix this, at least temporarily, is to bring back like 2013 Black Friday. Like I think rather than putting it all on them, we got to get out in the streets and we got to start beating the ever-living shit out of each other for the products that we want that are supposedly on sale, right? Black Friday is a shell of itself, and it is unacceptable. Most of it happens online, which is disgusting, right? We need to get these prices down, and actually down. I don't mean the thing that like Walmart does sometimes where it's the same price and they put it back the next day and they made you think it was lower because of the day. I'm talking about actually marketably lower, right? And then we have to start training in August. Okay? We need to start practicing, maybe even with family. Bring the family. Let the family come early, all right? Throw some bows, right? Make sure that like grandma's shuffle is good when she's trying to get through people. Make sure that the youngest brother can really handle that offensive line that you're going to need to create to get to the register, all right? Make sure his tackle is good. And we need to get back in stores the way that it used to be. One of the problems is Amazon's too powerful. They wouldn't be too powerful if we started shopping again at the stores that we shopped at before Amazon, right? One of the other things is that, you know, that dopamine hit that you get when you buy the thing and then the thing comes the next day. I'm not saying you don't deserve your dopamine hits. I'm just saying it's a much stronger dopamine hit to knock the hell out of somebody for the TV that you want. This is America. You gotta earn your dopamine. Okay? The amount of strangers that we used to have, America used to come together to be divided for one day. Used to wrap that wrist around the throat of a neighbor. And you used to sink that choke in tight. A choke that would make John Jones proud. A choke that would mean that your family got to play the board game Sorry that night. Because you went in and you choked until you saw a little bit of blue. Just a touch. Just so you knew they wouldn't fight anymore, and then you let them go, and you didn't drop them. You're not a monster. You placed them down gently. It was the next person running up that stepped on their chest. It is the American way to build community through violence. Okay? We used to do it. We used to get in there. We used to make it messy. You know? You would have like, you'd have a couple scrapes, you didn't know where they came from. You know what I mean? You'd have a whole cut on your arm and you'd be like, huh, makes sense, but I don't know when it happened. But I don't know. I'm bad at giving gifts, but I hope that everyone striking for Amazon gets what they want for Christmas. Genuinely, I do. I can tell I'm bad at giving gifts because all I can offer is jokes. I realized this year, when Black Friday came and went, I realized that I finally have a thing, like the things that my mom and her friends and anyone older than me had when I was growing up. I finally have a thing that I can look at a kid and say, you have it so easy. Back in my day, on Black Friday, you used to get your shit rocked. We would duke it out in the aisles, fighting like savages for a toaster that you couldn't afford the rest of the year. All you have to do is go click, 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 and then the deals come to you. That's... Black Friday used to be an event. It was the closest that we've come as a country to the purge. You know what I mean? Because when you think about it, like, okay, you are a Best Buy. You are a Best Buy somewhere in America. You know that you got 100 people camped outside from the night before to get these TVs. You know 300 more people are coming to get these TVs. You know you only have 12 TVs. Why is there an inventory issue now? Do you know what I mean? This is the recipe for a riot. This is the exact equation. 100 plus 300 minus 12 is bricks. How did you not plan better? And then you'll know, remember the footage. We'd see the footage from Black Friday all over the country. People just wailing. People punching old people in the face. We were watching our society crumble. And like, there was never like a police presence. The first year caught us all off guard, all right? I don't even remember what year it was, maybe like 2006, whatever. First year that Black Friday came and it was like, everyone started fighting and everybody charging through to get in and stuff like that. It took everybody by surprise. I get it. The next year, you should have prepared. One day a year where we would just go absolutely batshit. You never saw anybody get arrested. They're on the news. Do you know what I mean? Like their faces on the news fighting, like fighting for the toy, right? And then like trying to hold on to a toy and they getting their licks in between gripping and readjusting their grip on the toy. I wonder if now that it's so easy, now that Black Friday is just this formality where you just, click, get the deals sent right to your house. I wonder if anyone who engaged in the violence is embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like, because think about it, because you couldn't have known what the future was going to bring. But if you had just been a little bit more patient and let the technology catch up to the demand, you wouldn't have had to rock so many nanas. You know what I mean? And just telling that story makes me sound old because there are young people right now who will never understand what any of that was like, So now I'm sitting here, I'm talking to my grandkids, and I'm like, your nana got curb stomped for me to get a PS5 because she loved me, all right? It's absolutely insane. Black Friday used to be such an event. There was one year when I still lived in Louisiana that day after Thanksgiving, me and some friends just went to the Walmart to watch. Because we got there a little bit before they opened, and there was already a line, a couple tents. I was like, this is going to be good, all right? And then more people started showing up. We had no intention of going in, right? Just more people showing up. And I had locked in on this one guy that was like doing stretches. But he was doing the most inefficient stretches I've ever seen in my life, because he was trying to do the hamstring stuff, but he was just popping it. He wasn't like holding it. He was like, I was like, he gonna get hurt. That's the one's gonna go down first, right? And then sure enough, they opened the door and he got a stance going. He's ready to get in there. And they open the doors, everybody rushes in. I don't know what he tripped on. But this man went down immediately. And then in the distance in the parking lot, all we could see is just every time somebody stepped on him, one shoe would go up. Like he was out here floating top to bottom. You could tell every time he got stepped on. I was like, I hope he's all right. It's been a while since I've been here. It's been a little over a year since I've been in Arlington. And in that time, I've been through some things. There's no good way to tell an establishment that you're in, and this is all over the country. There's no good way to tell them that the bathroom is out of toilet paper. It don't matter if you speak to the manager, just someone on shift. There's no good way to say y'all are out of toilet paper that make you seem clean, all right? Because you just trying to help. But when you walk up and say, y'all out of toilet paper, when you make a definitive statement like that, you're saying some things without saying them. and you making people wonder something, you making people ask questions about you as a person, because then that means that either you didn't wipe or you finished the toilet paper, which somehow still makes you seem nasty. Like, now we all know that toilet paper is not this like infinite resource that just goes on in perpetuity for the end of time. We know that eventually the roll will end, but if you the type person that ends the roll, what are you doing with your life? That rolls end when you go to the bathroom. Because when you think about it from their perspective, everybody else went to the bathroom and everything was fine. But then when you went and you came out, all of a sudden we don't have any more toilet paper in the building. Sounds like a you problem, right? I'll be vulnerable for a second. I was at a Denny's. I was at Denny's with some friends, and I went to the bathroom, and you never want shit at a Denny's. That's never the plan. That's never something you're doing on purpose. You know what I mean? That's either an emergency or you're trying to make room. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to go to the bathroom, right? I thought I could go ahead, I could power through, but in the end I was like, there's no way I'm hitting a grand slam with what I already got going on, so I don't want to waste food. Let me go ahead and go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and then I went to the bathroom, right? And I'm sitting there, and then I went to reach for and I didn't feel it. It was just air. It was like just air where there's supposed to be toilet paper, and it's such a natural motion that you're not even looking when you reach, because you know toilet paper is supposed to be there. Like reaching for toilet paper that's not there is like, you know, like when you pray and your prayer don't get answered. And you like, well, what's all this for? You know what I mean? Why do we have civilization? And so then I reach and I don't feel anything. So then, and I'm not even thinking about it right away because I'm on my phone. So then I just reach a little higher. So I'm like reaching a little bit higher. I still don't feel anything. It's still nothing but air. And it's such an odd feeling when you go for something that you think is supposed to be there and then it's not. Like, you know, like when let's say you're on your phone or something, you're not really paying attention and you're walking up the steps and then you take that extra step, but then there's no extra step because you're at the top of the steps and then you go like... And you didn't trip. You did the opposite of trip. You're still upright, but you feel weird. You're like, oh, wow, all right, that was odd. Okay. That's how it feels, because I'm sitting there and I'm reaching, and then finally I reach up and I feel raw roll. Like I feel the cardboard of the roll. So then, and I don't know why I did this, but like I even flipped it just in case something would fall. So I flipped it. I even heard the like do. Like it was truly nothing. This is a raw roll now. There's nothing on it. It's bone dry, right? And I don't even know why I did that, because it was instinctual though. I was like, there's gotta be something here. Life isn't this unfair, you know what I So I did and you know, like when you walk into a room and you go to flick the light switch on and the lights don't come on. Now you know that if the lights don't come on, that the bulb is blown, but you will still sometimes turn it off and turn it on one more time just to be like, maybe I didn't give the light a chance. You know what I mean? Like maybe let me go ahead, flick it off, flick it on, because that was my fault. I ran in here too quick. The light didn't even know I was going in this room. Let me give the light a chance to act right, you know what I mean? And then flick it on, flick it off. And then when it doesn't come on the second time, you're like, oh, the bulb is blown. But sometimes you just do it to be there. So I'm sitting there and now I'm panicking. Because what am I gonna do? What do we do now? Because the last thing I'm gonna do is stand up, put my pants on, walk out there, and walk up to someone and say, y'all out of toilet paper. That would be insane. But I also can't live here. And so I'm sitting there panicking, truly panicking. I know I'm panicking because I'm sweating. And I know I'm sweating because it's all over me. And I know it's all over me because I don't have anything to wipe it with. Sitting there, what am I gonna do and everything? And then I see the door opens, right? And this Denny's had one of those like 2-bathroom, like stall, 2 urinal, 2 sink setups, right? And so somebody walks in, and when they walk in, I'm looking under the stall door a little bit. I see black shoes. And I'm like, okay, that's some hope. And now I look through the crack, and they're washing their hands, and I see a red shirt. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a uniform. That's an employee. I'm saved. But now I gotta get his attention. In the least upsetting way possible. Because you don't want to just be a disembodied voice in the bathroom going, y'all out of toilet paper. So then I'm in my mind at the time, in the moment, the only thing I could think to say was, help. Which as soon as I said, I was like, that's not. Because now he don't know what time for help. Like, am I stuck? It's like, does he need an ambulance? Is this doctor help? And so I said, help, and he said, what? And I said, y'all are toilet paper. And he was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, give me a second. I'll get you. Finishes washing his hands, walks out of the bathroom, and maybe forgot me. He never came back. That man never came back, right? So now I'm sitting in here and I'm devastated, right? Because every second that goes by, I'm like, he gonna be back here any minute, you know what I mean? So I'm not even worried for the first whatever minute. And I know you're thinking to yourself, Josh, Why is this story so long? Why didn't you just text one of your friends at the table to tell them to tell someone, hey, y'all had toilet paper? I forgot to mention earlier, my phone been dead, all right? My phone died when I was doing this. And so that I'm sitting there waiting, I don't even know how long, and then another person comes in, right? Once again, I see black shoes. Oh, look through the crack, red uniform. Oh, doesn't even seem like the person before. They're washing their hands, right? Doesn't even seem like the person before. And I didn't yell help this time. I had learned my lesson. So I was just like, excuse me, I know this is weird. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But y'all are out of toilet paper and I've been in here quite a while. Because I didn't want to seem indignant. This is not this person's fault, but still, I've been in here for a long time now. Like, this person didn't come back for help or anything. This is very upsetting. Y'all got that A rating outside. I could turn to a C real quick, okay? I just want to let him know I'm in dire straits out here. And, you know, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then he went, you know, and left and then immediately came back. And this is how I can tell you he was a hero, right? Because on the other side of the stall, I can hear him picking at the roll, trying to get, you know, because you know, like when you start a new roll, how those first sheets glued. They like it's insane. Why do you have to waste 9 sheets just to get the roll started? We've been to the moon and we still have to rip up and throw away a bunch of sheets just to get the first sheet that's usable, right? But then he ripping it up for me. I was like, this man's a saint, you know what I mean? And then we didn't know how he was going to get it to me because he can't just like lob it to me like that. Because this is heavy. This is industrial sized toilet paper. He will knock me out if this lands on my head. And so my man, I don't know. It was weird between us just because we're dudes. Like if this was a woman in this situation, all she would have to do is be like, girl, they're out of toilet paper. Be like, girl, I got you. And then, you know what I mean? But as men, we don't have a relationship like that. Like if there's any chance you about to see dick, y'all better been to war together. I'm not just seeing random penis. Even if you are my friend, we not that close. Like, no. Right? I'm not doing anything where I have a chance of seeing your... No, I don't want to... So then, my man, like the hero he was, he bowled it to me. Under the star, I could see the trail coming, and it was hope. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. And then I grabbed it, and I picked it. I was like, bro, thank you so much. I'm so thankful. He's like, no, you good, dog. I was like, no, you don't understand. I was in here forever, right? Like, I was out here drying, dog. Like, thank you so much for saving me. You saved me, right? And he's like, no, it's really okay. I was like, no, I just want you to understand how appreciative I am. And he was like, bro, are you still are you wiping? Like, are you still talking to me? I was like, I'm sorry, man. I just really been here a long time. And it's like, I don't even know how long because my phone died and everything. And I don't even think he heard that part because when I opened the door, he wasn't there. But yeah, I've been through a lot. Did everybody have a good 4th of July? Yeah. I did decent. It was a fine time, you know, but like 4th of July there's 2 groups in America, they're very conflicted with 4th of July. And it's black people and dogs. Like, both of us just, the whole day we don't know how to feel. The whole day is fucked up. And I'm a black dude with a dog, so I was looking at my dog all day like, I know. Like, it's, both of us just gotta watch white people have the best day of their lives. And it's like, oh God, okay. And the dogs don't know how I feel about 4th of July because there's a barbecue, but also there's fireworks. So you might get some good scraps, but what is going on up there? Like, every dog is British on 4th of July. Every dog is like, what the fuck are they doing? You know? And it's tough for me because it's like when you know, I don't know. It's like the day of my country's independence, but not mine. Isn't that weird? It's like you can't even really, because they don't really teach about it, but like black people fought in the American Revolution. Like, black people fought for the country to be free. And then we were like, yeah, we're free. And then somebody was like, what do you mean we? You know? I know. It must be hard to hear. Appreciate you. Keep telling them like you're black too. That's the funniest. You're my favorite. I love you so much. Thank you for that. Keep fucking get they ass. I only know what it's like to be me. The hardest life you're ever gonna have to live is your own. So I don't know what it's like to date as anybody else, and I can't judge. I'm not even gonna try to project. I will say, just being me, it's been hard enough. So a woman dating men is an unenviable position. I can't even imagine what that's like, you know, because men be out here killing. That's look, when it comes to dating, everyone, don't let the podcast fool you, don't let your friends get in your ear. Everyone is doing everything. Men and women both cheat, men and women both manipulate. It's all, there's no like one-sided thing except the killing is us. That we be doing that shit for real. That's like, even if women wanted to catch up, it would take till 22 to really match our numbers. We out here crazy as fuck, killing, this wild. And so I can't imagine what it's like to then be a woman trying to date men and find somebody that you vibe with that also doesn't kill. Because remember, when they catch these killers, everybody talking about how nice and polite they were. They were, outside the killing, they were some good men. You know what I mean? So now you, a woman out here trying to find a man that's like, you know, nice, treats you well, not dangerous, but a little dangerous. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you a little bit of that, like. That's my favorite. I don't know why, but anytime I've been like about to hook up with somebody and they put my hand on their throat for me, I'm like, oh, you think I'm a bitch out there? That's crazy. That's wild. You feel so safe with me. You put my hand on your throat. That's almost insulting. That's a little like, let me do what I was gonna do, and then we figure out if, like, don't just be like, let me help. Like, that's so insulting. It's crazy. And then another part of me very much likes it because you're helping me help you. Like, it's like, that does low key. I'm insulted, but it does feel like a cheat code where I'm like, oh, and then this? Like, it's, you know? But I cannot imagine. It really is tough because then how do I put it? I'm not trying to be like, oh, poor men or whatever, but then you gotta be that person. You have to be someone who's interesting, nice, engaging, charismatic, and prove you don't kill. And trying to prove you don't kill make you look like a killer every time. All right? Please believe me, the most murdery looking people are the people who are trying to convince you they don't kill. Imagine somebody ask you, hey, do you want to do something later and it's safe? Why would you say that? Why would you even bring it up? That's crazy. But it's also kind of crazy not to bring it up. It's like a real tightrope to walk. I thought I was doing well. I thought I was doing so good because I would hear, I have so many different, friends out here dating, men and women. I hear all the stories, and so I was aware. I was like, sometimes when women go out with a guy for the first time, they don't really know him. They met him on an app or something. They end up like sharing their location with their friends, or they end up texting like, hey, this is where I'm. So I was on the date. Date was just starting. I was like, hey, do you want to text your friends where we're going? Like, just to let her know I wouldn't be offended. But then as soon as I said it, I was like, that sounds like we going to the woods. God damn. Then I'm like, I'm not crazy or anything. Which, why would you say that? It's still bad. Did y'all, by the way, have y'all been in this whole Jonah Hill thing that's been trending? Yeah, a little bit. Some shaking heads. All right. So if you don't know about it, I'm going to try to sum it up in 2 sentences. Basically, Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend has put out in her story their old texts to each other, and it's a lot of him being like, why you gotta be around men? It's like it's a lot of just like, she's a surfer, and it's like, why you gotta surf with men? And it's like nonstop. And he's clearly in lots of the text having like some sort of moment where he's like very scared she gonna cheat or something. But it's like the texts don't make sense. Like, she may have cherry picked some text to make him look extra bad, but he still texts what he texts. So then it's just him texting like, why you gotta surf, and he surfing, and y'all might surf on each other, all right? And then if y'all surfing on each other, you might get surf in your mouth, and then you come home and you just covered in surf, and it's like, you can't be surfing without me, bitch. Like, it was just, when you read them, you're like, oh no, this is not good, And there's been a lot of backlash and everything. I just think that Jonah Hill committed the cardinal sin of telling a woman what to do when he's not that good looking. Like, That's kind of all he did, really. When you think about it, when you read all the text, if that had been John Hamm and he was like, I don't really want you around other dudes, you'd be like, okay, daddy. All right. Just throwing it out there. Maybe. You know? Because it's hard. It's so difficult. Building a relationship now is still it's always been difficult, but now we live in a more convenient era of civilization. It used to be maintaining some sort of relationship and just surviving were like the two hardest things to do. It was like keep your spouse happy and don't get malaria was like the two hardest things to do. And then we evolved and we evolved and we evolved. But now interpersonal relationships are as difficult as they've ever been, but everything else is easier, which actually makes them more difficult. Because our life is so convenient now that as soon as someone is an inconvenience, you're like, well, why would I even deal with you? Then you're done. And nobody's happy. It's hard. I think the thing that makes being with someone harder than it's ever been is definitely podcasts. It is. And it goes both ways. It truly does. All these podcasts are, it's like, don't listen to anybody, bitch. You're a fucking queen, okay? And if he tells you that you drink too much, he doesn't fucking party enough, all right? Don't let him fucking stop you from living your life and being the boss babe that you were born to be in your soul. You are a fucking Sagittarius, bitch. You cannot be stopped, all right? Live your fucking life. You walk on air and angel dust, okay? And then on the other side, you have bruh, a girlfriend? You gonna get a girlfriend? You gonna get a girl and talk about she trying to improve your life? She's trying to change you, dog. She's trying to get you to eat vegetables? Bruh, she get you eating vegetables? Are you serious? She get you eating vegetables out here? Pause, dog. All right? Try and get you to eat vegetables. Everybody know vegetables gay. If vegetables ain't gay, why they all shaped like dick? All right? Think about that. Zucchini, all right? Cucumber, that's a hard one. All right? But that's what it is. It's just people, huge influencers, people with huge followings telling people don't communicate with anyone, don't settle with anyone, everyone is against you, they're all trying to get one over on you, and it's coming from everywhere. So then, yeah, you listen to that shit going to work every day, you're going to be pretty hard on the first date. You know, makes it tough. It's a shame. I don't know what to do with that information. Just anytime somebody start telling me about a podcast, I just start screaming. You know? It'll break my heart too. It'll be the smartest person you know, be like, you had some good points. It's like, I lost my friend. God damn. What a fucking shame.